This week on Beacon Web News, diversity and inclusiveness were celebrated through music, activities, and food at the ALANA Spring Cookout. And the crowd favorite event, Barn Babies, returned to campus just in time for Little Sibs weekend. BWN En Espanol continues with students' experience from the Peru travel course trip over spring break. BWN begins right now. Wait a minute, what the? Guys, you made the April Fool's intro without me? Oh. Welcome to the April 5th episode of Beacon Web News. I'm Sam Niskern. We'll begin with the topic of inclusion, which was the goal of the Spring Cookout hosted by the ALANA Council. Maggie Allen has more on the story.
The African, Latino, Asian, and Native American Council held their Welcome to Spring Cookout this past weekend, where students celebrated diversity and inclusiveness with music, games, food, and more. ALANA coordinator Michael Obasahan spoke on the role ALANA plays in diversity on campus.
That we want ALANA to be more visible and transparent on campus, and the way to do that is to go out into the community and get involved. And it's important to have diversity on campus because, one, it builds connections amongst students that come from different backgrounds.
Coordinator of the Cookout, Michaela Serrano-Moore, spoke about the goal of the event.
Also, it's good to really embrace the cultures that come in through here that aren't European cultures. So
there are 10 clubs under the ALANA Council, including the Black Student Union, Asian Club, and the Latin American Society, among others. Other ways to get involved with diversity on campus would be campus conversations on race, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force, or by stopping by the Multicultural Center. With the current political climate in the U.S., Simone Doughton expressed the need for inclusion, not just on campus, but across the country.
Especially what's going on right now in America, we really all need to stick together. Black, white, Spanish, Asian, we need to get together and we need to fight what's going on in the country. We need to band together and not be separated. We need to be diverse.
Students enjoyed a day full of fun activities and delicious food, but they're now just waiting on the warm weather to finish up the spring semester. Back to you, Sam.
Thanks, Maggie. Over spring break, MCLA students had the opportunity to tour the places that they had been learning about in their travel courses. One of those courses, taught by political science professor David Cooperi, focused on Peru. Canela has the details.
This semester, one of MCLA's travel courses took a trip to Peru over spring break. Professor David Cooperi, who led the expedition, reflected upon the many places he and his students visited during their trip. We visited places like Machu Picchu, one of the 7 wonders of the world. Diana Faulkner was among those on the trip and felt that the experiences she had were priceless.
You learn so much about yourself and about new people and new places when you go abroad. It's an experience that's not replaceable by anything else.
Cooperi discussed how the language barrier didn't stop students from enjoying themselves, thanks to the help of tour guides. I think the students had great moments, and we all had tourist guides who spoke English, and that's how students were able to learn.
David Cooperi talked to us about how students didn't want to leave from their trip to Peru. For Beacon Web News, Canela.
Este semestre, uno de los cursos de viaje fue para Perú esta primavera. Profesor David Cooperi, quien fue el líder de la expedición, reflectó de una de las partes más grandes que él y los estudiantes visitaron.
Fuimos a lugares como Machu Picchu, que es una de las 7 maravillas del mundo.
Diana Faulkner fue una de los estudiantes que participó en el paseo y piensa que la experiencia que ella tuvo no tenía precio. Tú aprendes muchas cosas de tú misma, de nuevas personas y nuevos lugares cuando tú vas de extranjero. Es una experiencia que nunca puedes reemplazar con algo más. Cooperi dijo que las diferencias de los idiomas no tenía barrera. Los estudiantes todavía se divirtieron con la ayuda de los guías turísticos.
Creo que los chicos tuvieron buenos momentos y y además tuvimos guías que hablan inglés y así pudieron aprender sobre sitios.
David Coperi nos habló a nosotros del paseo de Perú y cómo los estudiantes no se querían ir. Para Beacon Web News, Scott en Canela.
Thanks, Karen. Barn Babies, possibly one of the most adorable annual events, returned to campus during Little Sibs weekend. Dan Wohler spoke with students to determine why they show up each year to interact with the baby animals.
Barn Babies, an event sponsored by the Student Activities Council, returned to campus during Little Sibs weekend and offered MCLA students a chance to enjoy the undeniable cuteness that baby animals provide. Kate, a member of the Barn Baby staff, described the many ways that the mobile petting zoo brings joy to people's lives.
We go to nursing homes, we do pet therapy sessions so that they get to enjoy animals while they're in a nursing home. We go to birthday parties. We don't adopt anybody out. We work with farms and breeders. So when these guys get too big to be with our program, then we send them back to them, and then they adopt them out from there.
Kiersey's Canela, a SAC volunteer, explained which baby animal was her favorite.
The lambs, they're so cute. They're so fluffy and they just make you feel good, you know. They make you feel warm and cozy, and they're babies, so they're really cute.
You could say that Paige Brasovsky is a fan of cats, so she was excited at the opportunity to hold baby kittens and other baby animals.
I am in love with cats, and I'm already like crying because I love cats so much, but I'm probably going to hold and love every single animal that I can because they're all precious, and I'm overwhelmed with how cute all of them are.
Brasovsky advocated for providing affection to the baby animals.
I always recommend holding animals and engaging with animals and just feeling the affection of a tiny thing that just needs to be protected.
This was Canela's first time at SAC's Barn Babies, and she explained why she recommends the event.
It's been awesome. As my first time, I definitely recommend it because it's very stress relieving. It's very awesome.
Barn Babies is a crowd favorite year in and year out, and since it happened during Little Sibs weekend, it was enjoyed by all ages. For Beacon Web News, this is Dan Wohler.
Thanks, Dan. The Beacon and Beacon Web News will sponsor the first ever live Student Government Association presidential debate, hosted by John Hole and Nick Tardivi. It will feature the three candidates running for president, LaJuan Allen, Samantha Giffen, and Caitlin Wright. The debate premieres tomorrow night at 8 p.m., and you can stream it live on the online beacon.com. The primary elections for SGA begin on Tuesday, April 11th at 11 a.m. in the Campus Center Marketplace. Don't forget to cast your vote for president. MCLA's Yorick Shakespeare Theater Club presents Julius Caesar beginning on Thursday, April 6th at 8 p.m. There will also be performances on the 7th and 8th at 8 p.m. and a matinee at 2 p.m. on the 8th. The show is in the Church Street Center Social Hall and admission is free. After playing at Massimoca's Fresh Grass Festival last fall, the bands Damn Tall Buildings and the Ladies of Upstate Rubdown will perform at the Houghton Mansion on 172 Church Street and North Adams. The Common Folk Artists Collective hosts the concert on Friday, April 7th at 7 p.m. Tickets are $12 in advance and $15 on the day of. Dance Company's Spring Show returns to Massimoca on Saturday, April 8th at 2 p.m. Admission is free for MCLA students, but you need to reserve a ticket in the Campus Center Marketplace. General admission is $5, and those tickets can be reserved on Massimoca's website. WJJW will host their second annual Downtown Sound concert at Colegrove Park in North Adams. The concert is Saturday from 2 to 7 p.m. and is free and open to MCLA students in the North Adams community. Check out WJJW's Facebook page for the list of performers. And MCLA Intramurals and the Student Activity Council will host an intramural flag football tournament at Shoecraft Field on Saturday at 6 p.m. We are now 1 week closer to the inauguration of President James Burge on Friday, April 21st at 2 p.m. in the Church Street Center. And that will do it for this week. You can stay updated with developing news on MCLA's campus by visiting theonlinebeacon.com and by following MCLA on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.